chaotic, exciting, thrilling. That is how I would describe the Canadian Grand Prix. 3 teams, 6 drivers, all with a chance to grab that all valuable win. But amidst all the chaos, who but the best driver in the world would take that checkered flag? What a race that was. That is exactly what us F1 fans have been waiting for and are waiting to see from these all talented top 6 drivers in the world. And we got it. It was an amazing weekend, amazing Grand Prix. Qualifying was exciting. The race was even more exciting. Just everything combined with this weekend was absolutely amazing. I absolutely enjoyed every single moment of it. So if you ask me to sum up all the events that happened in this weekend, it's impossible. Let's talk about it. Let's dive right into it. First of all, we're gonna talk about George Russell, Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton, and their missed opportunity to grab a win this weekend. Definitely a missed opportunity. They had the best car. They had all the chance in the world. They kept on making mistakes, especially talking about George Russell. He's the man on pole. He's the man all eyes were on. Max and Lando were chasing him, and he gave them everything they wanted. Mistake after another. He got a good start off the line and kept Max behind, and it was all smooth sailing pretty much up until the track started to dry up very quickly, and the McLarens were absolutely rapid all of a sudden. When Lando came up behind him, went for the overtake, George couldn't brake in time, went wide, cost him 2 positions. Max got a free overtake basically, and later on that race he got the chance to overtake Norris and then go and hunt down Verstappen for the win. He did overtake Norris, and then he made a mistake by himself, went wide. Norris got a free position and cost him also Piastri. Piastri overtook him, and when he had the chance to go for an overtake on Piastri, he was over ambitious into turn 14, which sticking it down the outside was never gonna happen. That overtake was never gonna happen, and obviously went wide, cost him a free position to Lewis. So free position to Max, free position to Lando, free position to Lewis. All of that time he has to come back and retake that position, which he has the pace, he has the car to do that, but it made it just 1,000 times more difficult. And it cost him the win basically. He took a podium. Okay, but fair enough. It's the first podium in Mercedes, his first podium of the season, and it was the best result for them. But still, we have to talk realistically. We know the context of this. They did have the best car, and they didn't take advantage of it. And Lewis basically bottled qualifying, and it pains me to say this. As you guys can see, there's Lewis behind me. It pains me to say this, but if that was Lewis from 5 years ago, he would have taken that pole. 4 years ago even. 3 years ago, 2021, Lewis Hamilton would have taken that pole and would have taken the win. That's for sure. And a lot of indication tells you that he's not where he was. I'm not gonna say he's over, he's washed, he's finished. He's still one of the best drivers in the world. But like, I always think about, would we get a repeat of 2021 again? Let's say Lewis goes to Ferrari next year, gets a good car, starts challenging Max Verstappen for the championship. I'm not sure how is that gonna go. But we'll leave this for another topic, for another day. And so that was a very missed opportunity by George and by Mercedes to grab that all-important win. Let's move on to Ferrari. What a disastrous weekend that was for them. going from a comfortable win in Monaco to a double DNF, out qualified in Q2, out of qualifying, and just as you thought the championship was getting closer. Last week I was talking about how it's closer than we think, and that Charles Leclerc, he's not that far behind, and Ferrari are only 24 points behind Red Bull and all of that, and they get a double DNF, and Max wins the race. And that's absolute disaster for them, especially when they are on the rise. We haven't seen that kind of a weekend from Ferrari in quite a while, and Charles, everything about it was just like disaster. Charles with his new engineer fighting all the time, and not like Max and GP when there's like years of experience with each other and they understand how each others are like. They just look like Charles looks genuinely irritated every time he talks to his engineer, and he doesn't give him straight answers or something like that. And hopefully in Spain they can get their shit together and pick up the pieces and go back to the drawing board, see what happened there, what made this Grand Prix really, really, really bad for them, and come back up and challenge Red Bull and McLaren. And now hopefully Mercedes are in this fight, and it's gonna be an amazing season ahead. Like that's for sure. Especially now, you never know what's gonna happen in the second half of season or later on down the line. If Red Bull get figure out what's going wrong with them, they would disappear again, might be. But especially on the upcoming race weekends, it's gonna be close between all of these teams, and that's what we're waiting for. So hopefully Ferrari join that fight in Spain. It's gonna be an interesting weekend coming ahead. And that takes us, what a champion's drive that was by Max. He is the guy who always takes advantage of whatever situation is given to him. If he's behind you, you make a mistake, you're gone. You're in the back mirror, that's for sure. And like, how can you compete with that? Like, especially now, Max is another level. He's on another level. Look at the car, the issues. Any driver of these 20 has the issues that Red Bull faced the last few weekends. They won't be in the top 3. They won't be in the podium. He wasn't last weekend, in Monaco, but still, this weekend, it was a disaster for them. Look at Perez. He didn't even qualify to Q2. And Max is just winning races with this car. He's just driving an amazing... Let's just appreciate the talent that we have right in front of us. Okay? I know there are a lot of like animosity between the like F1 fans, especially between Lewis fans and Max fans. I see the toxicity online. But guys, just appreciate what is right in front of you. You know what I mean? Like, I talk about this with my friends all the time about there is Cristiano fans and Messi fans, and they're fighting all the time about who's better. And just appreciate the greatness that was right in front of you. You missed out on greatness by just bickering on each other while these guys were at the top of their game. Don't do that now. If you're a Lewis Hamilton fan and a Mercedes fan, and you're upset about 2021, you have all the right to be. Trust me. But just set that aside every weekend when you see the miracles that Max is pulling out of his pocket. Like last year, he had the most dominant car. Yeah, that is true. But it doesn't take away from what he brings to the table, right? What makes you different? If you say that Max had just has the fastest car, what makes you different from the people who were saying Lewis was only winning because of the car? No, he wasn't. He wasn't winning only because of the car. He was the best driver in the world. And Max is by far the best driver in the world right now. And that just sums it up for me. A champion's drive. He proves it week in, week out, how good he is. You know, not happy with the car, complaining in the radio, just takes the win. 3.64 seconds ahead, takes the win. And yeah, we cannot finish this video without mentioning Alex Albon's double overtake. That was absolutely incredible. Might be the best overtake of the season so far. Yeah, that's 100% an honorable mention. Have to mention it before I end the video. And at the end of the day, guys, the best driver won. It was a close fight between 3 teams, 6 drivers, and the best of them won. And if you snooze, you lose, George. If you snooze, you lose. Ask Charles. Ask Charles in 2022. He will tell you. So yeah, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Really helps a lot. And comment down below your thoughts of this race.